I'm vlogging. It's boring. I'm Colleen. That's you, Mommy.
Listen, I know the hat is a weird choice, but I haven't washed my hair in a long time. And by a long time, I mean a few days. I don't want to do it, so on with the hat. And I know it's giving Newsies. I know it's giving Colleen trying to be fashionable in college. I know it's a look that I should not be sporting, but ignore my hat because I'm so freaking excited. I mean, I can't really ignore my hat. It's pretty bad. Maybe it's better just not wearing a hat and just having dirty hair. I'm so freaking excited because, as you might know by now, my husband is freaking obsessed with the Detroit Lions football team. The Lions are in the playoffs for like the first time in like a bajillion years. And as long as I've been with Eric, he has been so sad that his favorite team has been, no offense, really terrible. So it's really shocking and exciting and surprising that they've gotten so far in the season. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Contrary to popular opinion, I'm not a football smarty pants genius scientist. So I don't even know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure that when they got in the playoffs, there was the opportunity for 4 games for them to play if they kept winning. So if they lose, then they're just out. But they've won 2 playoff games, which means there's only 2 potential playoff games left. And then it's the freaking Super Bowl. Eric is freaking out because this is such a big deal to him. He has rooted for the Lions every year, no matter what, no matter how terrible they've been. Anyway, this upcoming weekend, they're playing the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, which is very close to where we live. This is a great opportunity for us to see them in the playoffs, and he doesn't know if it'll ever happen again. So I bought tickets last night, and I'm gonna surprise him. Okay, it's much later. I'm printing out like tickets or whatever. I'm trying to figure out a way to surprise him, but I was just talking to my friend about my hat and how I look like I'm like a newsie or something. My friend started to sing like songs from Newsies, and then it reminded me that there's this one part in the original Newsies movie, not the musical. I mean, movie is a musical, but not the Broadway stage musical, but the actual movie, which I was obsessed with growing up. It was like my favorite movie when I was like 12 years old. There's this one part where this woman sings. She has like one singing line in the whole freaking movie, and she kills it. And I had to pull it up, and my goodness, this woman has such a good voice. I'm sure if I show it right now, like my video will get flagged, but she has like one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard, and she literally sings a sentence. She's not singing in the rest of the movie. It's so random. I don't want to show the whole thing. I'm like, I don't know how much I could show it. Just since you left me, I am undone. She's on like her head voice, and it's all airy and floaty and so pretty. And then she flips it to like her mix, and she goes like, Mother loves you. And then she sings God Save My Son, but she flips it to a belt, and it's like the most beautiful belt. Hold on. Like, who is this woman? And how come she's not anywhere else in this whole movie, in this whole show? She like eats that up, leaves no crumbs. It is like the perfect example of what you should do if you have a small part in a show or a musical or movie or whatever. Like, she's like, oh, I have one sentence. I will show you my full range. I'll show you emotion. I will show you my head voice. I will give you my mix. I will give you my belt. You'll see every aspect of my vocal abilities in this one sentence. I will slay the day away to the point where 20 years later, a woman sitting in her office will randomly think about that movie, and she will only think about me and my part. Like that. Where is this woman now? I have to know. Oh my gosh, it's Joanne Harris, and she's done, first of all, love the name Joanne. It's Maisie's middle name, with my grandma's name, and my grandma is like the most amazing human in the whole world that ever lived on this planet. In 1971, she was in the film The Beguiled. She portrayed a 17-year-old who seduced Clint Eastwood's character. Okay. She did various episodic characters in The Simpsons. How did she not have a huge Broadway career? I mean, she's done a lot. Her career is crazy. She did a ton of stuff. I don't know how that woman did not become like a huge Broadway star just from that. I would want to cast her in everything just from that one part. Anyway, let's surprise Eric. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm stressed. I'm excited. Okay, so what I decided to do was I put the tickets in a little packet that we needed to read for Flynn for a little class he's gonna do. And so I was like, oh, we have to read this packet, but then inside the packet is the tickets. And just a disclaimer, Eric is extremely sick. He has whatever I had over the weekend. I was in bed most of the weekend. Like, I was super, super sick. Oh, now it's hitting him. But anyway, I'm gonna show you. I'm finding out in a second. Yeah, now we just figure out the rest of the plans, which I have not figured out. I mean, I have someone to watch the kids, but that's the only plan I have. Look over this packet before.
Lovey, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You didn't do that. I don't know that I don't know that I would survive. Literally, I just started having panic.
Are you having diarrhea?
Anxiety feelings. I'm gonna have diarrhea in seconds.
A date weekend.
I'm gonna have a throw up burp. Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious? Holy shit. Are you serious? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, why did you do that?
Because you like it.
I'm just very surprised.
Gotcha.
You just wanted to surprise me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lovey. Whoa. Thank you.
Oh, we get to go on a little date weekend.
Yeah.
You'll be so calm and relaxed.
I'm gonna be a mess.
Do have to read through this though. I don't like It's raining pretty hard, so we decided to come out and play in the rain, but somehow I ended up with 2 umbrellas because Maisie did not want to participate and Wesley got sick of his umbrella. So now I'm double umbrellaed. And Wesley's little rain outfit is so cute. Wesley, look at you. I like your rain clothes. Are you having fun? Is there water? Look at you, big boy. So back during Christmas time, a comment that I got a lot was people asking me how to make the chocolate fudge Rice Krispie things that are like a tradition in my family. If you've watched my vlogs for the holidays ever, like I've taught you guys how to make these. And I made them at Christmas time, but I never showed you guys how to make them. And I just was craving them today for some reason, so I'm gonna make them. But I think I'm gonna try to make it with 1 or more of my children. Whoever wants to participate can participate, which means it might get a little hectic and it'll probably be hard for me to show you how to make it while I'm with them. So instead, I'm just gonna put the recipe on the screen here. This is the recipe. If you want to make them, you should. They're like one of my favorite desserts in the whole universe. It's so yum. But I'm gonna see if any of the kids want to make them with me right now. Flynn's doing some Legos, so just the twins wanted to help me. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
First thing you have to do is, can you pour this in here?
Yeah.
Can you eat one?
Need the rock.
You can eat one. It's called butterscotch. Okay, so now we're gonna pour this in. Do you want to do it, Maisie? There you go. Now I'm pouring the peanut butter.
Yeah, did you eat them all?
Yeah, you want to eat them all? Hi, Flynn.
Yummy.
It's gonna be yummy. Do you need something to stir? Here you go. Do you want one? Here, Wesley. You guys gonna help me stir? Good stirring, guys.
Look it.
Good stirring, Wesley. Live on stage. Hi.
It's yummy.
Is yummy?
I'm gonna do the damn rock.
Woo! Now I have 3 spoons, and the babies are eating the ingredients. Good job. Wesley, do you want to pour one in?
No, but this.
Okay. Good job, Maisie. Here, Wesley, can you pour this one in? Good job. You spilled some on the ground? That's okay, we'll clean it up. I spilled a bunch of it. They're like having a heart attack. They're like, we don't like the texture of this on our feet. Okay, we'll get you out and we'll clean it off.
Okay.
Here, can you help me pour in? Can you pour this in?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, Wesley, you want to do one? You want to do this one? Okay, do you want to eat one? Okay. You can eat one. Okay, Wesley, can you pour this in? Good job. You gonna eat it? Okay. Do you want to pour this one in? Good job. We did it. Yay! Well, I'm stirring up here. Babies are stirring down there. Good job. Good job. You want to come to the dance party? Okay, I'll come. wearing glasses because we were playing a game that Flynn and I often like to play where we're wearing a disguise and Eric can't recognize us. I was also wearing a wig, but I lost that in the battle. He's usually a guard or someone who's trying to like give us a ticket or something like that. Anyway, tonight we were in jail. We put on disguises to escape. And Flynn's name was Band and my name was Hair and Wesley's name was Cool Guy. Maisie did not participate. My butterscotch chocolate fudge sandwiches are done. This is what they look like. I cut them into little squares. They're so good, but I'm looking for an edge piece. So it looks like normal, but on the edge. Gosh. Cannot find my tortilla blanket anywhere. I can only find this cookie blanket someone sent me. Yeah, I don't know, my tortilla blanket's missing. My hair is disgusting. I'm gonna wash it right after I'm done doing tortilla talk right now, so don't come for me. There's my hat. I couldn't find my hat. I was like, oh, I should wear my hat because my hair is so gross, but I couldn't find it. This isn't gonna be very edited. I'm just going to read some tortilla talk questions because I kept saying I was gonna do it and then I never did it. Miss Alec Parts said, tortilla talk question or / statement. What happened to you talking nice about yourself? You gotta stop talking about our friend like that. Thank you for keeping me in check. My therapist would very much appreciate it. It's hard to rewire a brain that just always is saying really mean things. I'm working on it, but thank you for keeping me in check. Tortilla talk question. Colleen, can you clear your mind finding rocks only for 10 minutes? My mind is completely clear when I'm looking for rocks no matter what, and I think that's why I love it so much. I love it because no matter how hectic or scary or intense life gets, if I am looking for rocks on the beach, I am not thinking about anything except for looking for rocks on the beach. And I've always heard people talk about meditation, how meditation is so good for you, and I've always tried to meditate and I could never do it no matter how hard I tried, no matter what apps I listened to, no matter what forms of meditation I tried, no matter what advice I took. I could not get my brain to turn off when I tried to meditate. I think looking for rocks is the closest thing I've ever come to meditating. When I'm looking for rocks on the beach, I feel like joy and peace and calm and happiness, and my brain is literally not thinking about anything at all except for looking at rocks. It's very rare that my brain just can be calm, and I don't know, that's why I like it. My light just went out. That's annoying. I literally don't know where any of my lights are and the lighting is really bad. Here, let me try to move and see if it helps. Sorry, I think the lighting is just gonna be bad. Anyway, Kay Brianne Abel said, do you have a daily schedule? Yes, to survive. Maisie's the sweetest Snow White ever. Has she seen the movie or any of the Disney princess movies yet? I'm sure she'd definitely appreciate the songs and music as the amazing little performer and princess she is. She has not watched like a full movie of any of the Disney movies. She can't stay focused that long. She's only 2, but she loves princess songs. And so does Wesley. There was the most magical moment last summer where I showed her Disney princess songs for the first time and she was like, like it was the cutest, sweetest thing, and she just couldn't take her eyes off the screen. She was so like just in awe of these Disney princess songs. But her favorite song is Part of That World, and she sings along. She's not like obsessed with Disney princesses, but she does really like them. And there's a lot of times if you go, hi Maisie, come over here, or Maisie, come here, you talk to her, she'll be like, no, I'm princess. Like she'll tell you to call her princess. Mel's Bells said, Colleen, you know what hobby you would be obsessed with but don't need at all? Making stained glass art things. It's so simple, so fun. Sorry, I just had to say this. I don't know what you're talking about and I'm scared to search this, but I'm definitely going to. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm just looking at videos of stained glass art and it looks amazing and beautiful and so fun, but it also looks like I would definitely cut myself every single day. Page 978 said, do you ever miss your old house? If so, what do you miss the most about it? Yes, I do all the time. I really, really love my old house. I love this house too. I'm not complaining. This house is great. They're just so different. My old house was a brand new house and very open and modern. And this house is very old and has a lot of history to it and quirks to it. And this house is super cool. They're just very different. And I really love my old house for so many reasons. I love my kitchen at my old house. I like my kitchen here too. I'm not complaining at all. I don't want anyone to think that me saying I like something from the house means that I don't like something from this house. My kitchen at the old house was just the most beautiful kitchen I think I've ever seen in my whole life. And the kitchen was one of the main reasons I bought that house. Really miss that kitchen. Oh, you know what I honestly probably miss the most is my bathroom at the old house had a steamer in it. And I hate steam rooms in general for me, but when you have little kids who get sick because kids get cold, colds and get flus. It was such a lifesaver. I would be able to take them in before bed and hold them, you know, just for a little bit of time. I wouldn't let it get too hot in there. I wouldn't be in there for very long at all, but it was just enough to like kind of help clear up the like mucus in their throat and lungs and nose. It would help them to not get ear infections. It would help them to heal quicker. Their cough, it would relieve their cough. Oh my God, that steamer. Like there's so many nights here where my kids have been sick where I've been like, I just wish I had that steamer because I know it would help so much. Obviously you need to make sure you do your research with kids and steamers and steamers. They can't just go be in a steamer. Like there's a time limit and you have to make sure it's a certain degree, and like you have to be very careful, of course, which I always was. But anyway, yeah, I do miss that old house, but I love this house a lot too. Sinoplee said, hi Colleen, I commented this on another vlog, but I was recently diagnosed with dermatillomania and remembered you talking about it a long time ago. I wanted to know when you figured it out and what you did. I've been stressed and scared for myself because my skin picking tendencies have gotten worse to the point that I bleed. I know that feeling is the worst and I don't know what to do. I don't want to take medicine or anything, but I want to find ways to help myself stop. You were the first person I thought of. I hope you're feeling wonderful with lots of love, Cindy. Well, Cindy, I'm not a doctor, so definitely talk to a doctor, talk to therapists, because they're the ones who are going to give you the best advice. Dermatillomania is a skin picking disorder, and no, it is not just like, oh yeah, I pick at my skin sometimes when I'm nervous. It's like a disorder. It's in the same family as trichotillomania, which is the hair pulling disorder, and I have dermatillomania, and it can be debilitating. It can cause depression. It can cause major anxiety. If you truly have dermatillomania, it can disrupt your life in ways that you wouldn't wish upon anyone. So I understand how frustrating and scary this disorder can be. So your question was, I wanted to know when you figured it out and what you did. People online, I think in comments, had said I should look into dermatillomania. And so then when I did, I remember when I Googled it and started researching about it a bunch, I just wept because I was like, oh my God, I didn't know other people struggled with this in the same way that I do. Because everyone picks at their skin every once in a while. Like that's just a thing that humans do. But the way that I did it and the emotions that came with it and the feelings that came with it and the obsession, the guilt and the shame and all these things that came with it that were so intense and like really kind of like controlling my life. I was like, this can't be something that everyone feels. And it turns out it's not. It's a disorder. And I realized there are other people out there who are struggling with it. That was honestly one of the most helpful things in the world to me, was just finding a community online of people who struggle with it as well. So first thing I did was I would just go online and Google as much information as I could about it. And I would go on to like Twitter and social media and whatever and just search the hashtag dermatillomania and read other people's stories and other people's experiences with it, because it just made me feel less alone. And I remember I would read just random people's tweets that we're talking about and I would just cry just because I felt like I wasn't alone. That was the first thing that kind of helped me. But then I started researching what kind of doctor I should be talking to and kind of help I should be getting. And I found a therapist who specialized in dermatillomania, and I found a doctor who was well versed in body focused repetitive behaviors and worked with them to try to figure out how to manage it, because it's not really something you can like cure. There's not much research on it yet. There's not much that has been done about it or around it. So they've just helped me over the years with tools to manage it and help and not beat myself up too much about it in the process. I just would strongly recommend researching as much as you can to find communities of people that are also talking about it, and finding a doctor and a therapist. Finding a therapist who specialized in it was really helpful, because at first I had a therapist who didn't know much about it, and the tactics and tools she was using to try to help me with it weren't working, and it wasn't her fault. She was wonderful. It's just she wasn't very educated on dermatillomania, and so it just wasn't the right fit. And then finally, when I got specialists on the topic, that's when I got diagnosed with ADHD. Anyway, I'm talking way too much about this, but my doctor basically was like, you know, a lot of women aren't diagnosed with ADHD until adulthood, because a lot of the research on ADHD is on boys, and girls are very good at masking and hiding the symptoms of their ADHD. And then once they start having kids, life gets a little too overwhelming. Minds and bodies and hormones and lives are just changing so much that they're not capable of masking as well as they used to. That's kind of what my doctor said was happening to me. My dermatillomania was always very manageable until I had kids, and then I was just basically ripping off all my skin. I think that it is very much linked to OCD is what I've read about it. I'm not a doctor, please do your own research, but for me it was linked to my ADHD. It's a very long-winded, obnoxious way of saying talk to a doctor and Google it and try to find a community of people online. I just talked for way too long about that, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. But thanks for watching, everybody. My head looks like a Jiffy Pop when I have this hat on backwards. I'm gonna go. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.